Hey everybody, it's me, Steve Schnee, the CD Junkie. On this episode of CD Junkie, I want to talk about the first album I ever owned. And when I say the first album I ever owned, it was a gift given to me. Now, my brother and I, we were very close in age, so we shared a bedroom growing up, when we were, kids. And we also shared a stereo. And we would listen to our parents' records. So our parents would let us listen to their Beatles albums or their Monkees albums or whoever we wanted to listen to. And then come around birthday time or Christmas time, they would just re-gift those to us. Now, we knew that my parents were giving us their Beatles and Monkees albums, but we didn't care because they now belong to us. We can keep them in our room and we can play them anytime we wanted. We didn't have to ask. And that's very important when you're 5, 6, 7 years old. As I said, my brother and I were so close in age that we were kind of sharing them. My parents were maybe giving them to me or giving them to my brother, but they were really for both of us. So we shared them all the time. But the first time I ever received an album was 1970, an album that was specifically for me because I was the perfect age. In fact, I was the first generation of viewers of a particular television show that was shown on weekday mornings. And this television show, I was sucked in and I would watch it every day. And eventually my parents knew that, there's a soundtrack album out. Let's give that to Stephen for, I think it was Christmas or my birthday. I don't remember because I was 6 or 7 years old. I think I was just turning 7 years old then. And this might explain, a lot of people say, Schnee prefers to walk on the sunny side of the street, in terms of the music I play and talk about and listen. And that's very true. And that's probably all based on the fact that we were listening to Beatles and Monkees growing up, our first couple of years, me and my brother. But then this is the album that I received in 1970. Yes, it is the Sesame Street record. Of course, this is not a record. It's a CD version. This is available in a box set called, I think, Old School Volume 1. And this is the very album that I would listen to all the time. It was my own. I don't even think my brother even heard me play Rubber Ducky or I Love Trash or Being Green. But boy, did I love this. There on the cover, you got Bob and Gordon and Mr. Hooper and Susan and Big Bird. And, on the album, you've got Oscar the Grouch and Kermit the Frog. And yes, you sit there and you go like, oh gosh, I remember hearing that when I was a kid. So the thing is I never give up on music. So everything I've listened to all my life, I'm still a fan of. Sure, I don't pull out the Sesame Street record and play it all the time. Like, when people come over and I'm trying to impress them, this is definitely not an album that I'll pull out. But it's not an album that I'm going to hide because I have no guilty pleasures. What the heck? I still listen to Tom Jones and Neil Diamond and the Osmonds and Bay City Rollers and Sesame Street. This is really a wonderful album. I was first generation Sesame Street, and it was such a great bonding experience when my daughter was probably 2 by the time she really started watching Sesame Street. Now, of course, everything had moved on, but still some of the same players were there and some of the same great songs were there, plus a whole bunch of new ones. So my daughter Holly and I would listen to Sesame Street, and it was a nice memory for me because I remember when I was that age, actually I was a little older than her when I got into Sesame Street. But it's really, really a wonderful release that, hopefully some of you have a childhood release like this that inspired you. And this is the album that inspired me, the Sesame Street record.
Can you tell me how to get to Sesame Street? How to get to Sesame Street?
Abkadefki, Jekyllman, for Stuvixes. It's the most remarkable word I've ever seen. Abkadefki, Jekyllman, for Stuvixes. I wish I knew exactly what I mean. Oh, I love trash. Anything dirty or dingy or dusty. Anything ragged or rotten or rusty. Yes, I love trash. Yes, are the people in your neighborhood? In your neighborhood, in your neighborhood. Say, who are the people in your neighborhood? The people that you meet each day. Oh, hi there, little fella.
Rubber ducky, you're the one. You make bath time lots of fun. Rubber ducky, I'm awfully fond of you. Vo-vo-vo-dee-o. Rubber ducky, joy of joy. It's not that easy being green. Having to spend each day the color of the leaves. When I think it could be nicer being red or yellow or gold or something much more colorful like that.
Can you tell me how to get to Sesame Street? How to get to Sesame Street? How to get to Sesame Street? How to get to Sesame Street?
And no, C is for Cookie is not on that album. That's like the only glaring omission of those really popular early songs, but that did end up on the Bert and Ernie sing-along, which is also included in that old school box set volume 1. I never had this on vinyl. I only had the first one, but I knew that song C is for Cookie so well. But anyway, thank you for taking the time to watch this video. Remember to like, comment, share, subscribe, to ring that bell for future notifications. And until the next time, remember me. I'm Steve Schnee, the CD Junkie.